Wow. Oh, man. What's up, East Harlem? What's up, Boxing YouTube? What's up, San Isidro, Puerto Rico? It is Puello versus Matias. Alberto Puello versus Subriel Matias. I did not see this fight coming, but then again, I'm not that plugged in like that, like some pundits are as of yet into this boxing news. But when I saw the card that came up, and also Edgar Berlanga's on that card, but we're not going to discuss that right now because we're going to discuss Subriel Matias getting another shot at a different title, this time the WBC. We're going to break down, though, Alberto Puello because in this channel, we already know who Subriel Matias is. Never really discussed who Alberto Puello is, so we're going to talk about that. And he has two great wins under his belt. So before that, we're going to head into the double screen. Before we do that, if you're new here, thank you for clicking this video. Please like and subscribe and share it. And if you're an older subscriber, thank you for coming back again and again. And also, please like us and share this video. So, without further ado, we're going to break down Alberto Puello. We're going to look at some highlights, and we're going to see if this is going to be a test for Subriel Matias, a hard-fought battle. It's going to be easy peasy. We're going to find out. So, let's go. We're going to take a look at Puello real quick. I never really seen him fight that much. I know I've seen him beat Antoine. He has two great fights. Let's just get it off the bat, now that I'm going to get into it. Gary Antoine Russell. He beat him, and then he beat Sando Martin. Sando Martin arguably beat Teofimo Lopez, and Gary is coming off the great Russell family and highly touted. And you've seen him in his last outing, he did great. So these are really two good solid wins. These wins are arguably better than any win that Matias has under his belt. And I know a lot of Puerto Ricans are gonna give me hate, but I'm gonna call it what it is. Now that doesn't mean that Matias can't win. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just I'm just being honest, right? Those two wins are bigger than any win that I can think of that Matias has. Matias doesn't have any marquee names on there that you can kind of like pull from, right? That you can go, oh yeah, I know that fighter. Yeah, I know that fighter, right? So Russell, we know. Sando Martin, we know. And so, so let's take a quick look here. Now, I'm not going to try to talk too much over what's going on because a lot of guys telling me I don't do that. But, let's take a quick look here. All right, so Christian Rafael Coria. Puello has a lot of similar stats as far as his reach, age, as Subriel. See a little dirty tactic when he's like holding behind the head and punching. Oh. So those hits he took there from him, he takes those from Subriel. But then this is a more inexperienced Puello. So he threw those hooks to the body. He throws it from a distance. He doesn't have like one punch knockout power with 7 KOs. But what he does have, enough power to break you down, it looks like. Let's take a look here. Right at the bell. Right at the solar plexus. When the ref gotta hold you up like that, bro. This is in the Dominican Republic, I guess. Antonio Rubio. See how he stays on the outside? He finds his range from really far out. Subriel's gonna have to figure out a way to get in. So he was the interim at that point. I don't know what happened there. Again, these are all early fights, but they still serve the purpose, right? Now you see You see this style of fighting here where he's kind of like in the pocket more. He can't fight with Subriel like that. Subriel wants that. See how he whips that to the body? Like he whips it, like, but it does it from a real far distance. Subriel's gonna have to find a way to counter that over the top when he's reaching so far. He's gonna have to figure out a way. This is such a good fight, to be honest with you. That's what Subriel needs to do right there. But Subriel is much better than that guy. This reminds me of watching boxing in Puerto Rico. Dominicans and Puerto Ricans are the best announcers. See, he can't throw. Or they stopped the fight, I guess it was TKO. Those were quick. I didn't put the PBC fight with Russell and Martin because PBC likes to copy strike everybody. But in looking at Puello, he likes to fight from the outside a lot. And he whips his punches from a large distance. And he likes to take an extension. So I think, Subriel's going to have to somehow figure out how to do his cover up but walk inside. He's probably going to have to go through a lot of fire to get inside. And once he gets in there, he has to pressure him to stay in there. He's going to have to probably hold around the waist a little bit with the referee's blind side, right? So if the referee's on this side, he's going to have to, hold him on this side and then bang away and then, kind of maneuver him to like a corner or a rope where Puello can't, back up so much, right? Because Puello likes it to be in the middle of the ring, it looks like, and wing it, even though they have the same about arm length. So Subriel has, he has 118 rounds under his belt, and he has 24, obviously. He's 5'8" with 71-inch reach. Right, so let's see now. Puello. See what Puello's stats are. Looking them up here real quick. Puello has he's 5'9.5" with a 71-inch reach, and yet he looks like he's the taller guy. The way he fights, the way Puello fights, he looks like he's the guy with the better reach. So I think all in all, it's just a perception because of the styles. Whereas Matias just likes to bully his way in and he gets hit. I don't think he's going to be worried too much about the power of Puello, so he's going to walk in. I think that's the only bright side that he has. He has that in where he has a good chin, Matias, and Puello doesn't hit that hard. He's just going to have to cover the body up because he does have enough power to kind of, bother you in that way. So he's going to have to do that. Other than that, I think he's just going to have to close the distance. He cannot let Puello get early rounds. If he gets early rounds from the outside, it's going to be hard for him to close the gap later on. Because I think eventually as the fight goes on, Puello's not going to be as athletic or as good as the first round. It's going to slow down, and I think Matias can come on. But Matias needs to take a few rounds in the beginning also, because if he doesn't somehow take those early rounds and he lets this guy from the outside look like he's winning and teeing off, it's going to be tough for him to win the later rounds. So if he can get 3 rounds at the end, 4 rounds at the end, and 3 rounds in the beginning, or 2, he can make it interesting, right? I think it's a really good fight. Physically, they're matched up, equally. Only 3 years apart, with Matias being the older guy by 3 years, but everything else is kind of the same. No rehydration clause for the IBF belt, which is the one that Matias held before. This is for the WBC strap, so there'll be no rehydration. I think it'll be a great fight. It's going to be a great card. I'm going to see if I go over the Berlanga one pretty quick. But for this fight, it surprised me. I didn't expect this fight coming up. Good on Matias' team for finally getting him a marquee fight with a guy who has 2 legit wins under his belt. So if Matias can get this guy out of there, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be something to get him in the ring with everybody else at 140. But I could see the ducking happening all over the place. But anyway, let me know down below what you think about this matchup. Do you think it's an easy fight for Matias, a difficult fight for Matias, or an easy fight for Puello, or a tough fight for Puello? Let me know in the comments down below once again, and let's see you in the next video. And I'm out. Peace.